Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is day 5 of my self journey. I'm a quitter. What's it like to be a quitter? So day 5, it's been an interesting day. So this morning I was a little bit challenged. I had a hospital appointment, and well, since this is a raw journey, let's just talk about that. I had to go into the women's hospital for a cervical cancer biopsy little test thing, right? And it was interesting because I didn't read into it. I didn't put too much emotion involved into it. I didn't really think about it. Kind of put it out of my mind altogether until the day that I had to go do it today. Didn't really think about it too much, and I had my morning planned in my head. It was all ready. I'm a cup of tea girl. I need to have my don't need to eat breakfast or anything. I just need to have a cup of tea in the morning and I'm good to go. So made my cup of tea, had my travel mug ready to go. I packed some grapes this morning, and not something that I'd normally do, but I packed myself like a little box of grapes to take with me. And my daughter said to me, "Oh, can you drop me off at school? They have free breakfast on Friday and I want to go early. The bus gets me there too late." And then I thought, all right, fine, we'll do that. That's fine. Then I realized I hadn't filled out the hospital form. So I started quickly filling that out. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I need to leave. So we jump in the car. It's all good. Jump in the car. Let's go. We get to the highway part. Pull off the highway part. And the traffic this morning is... And then I go to have a sip of my cup of tea. I left my cup of tea at home on the bench. So my stress levels and my... when you just feel that little bit like, fuck! Ugh! Just like, what else? And then I went, oh my gosh, I didn't get to brush my teeth either. Ugh! And I'm starting to get a little bit flustered. And I said to my daughter, oh my gosh, I feel really just not good right now. This has really just put me off. I should have said no to driving you to school because I knew that I had to be at the hospital at a certain time. And she said, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. And I said, no, it's okay. I made the decision. I just got to breathe. And then so, since we were sitting there for so long in the traffic, waiting so we could turn, I chucked on a meditation, a sound healing. Played it through the Bluetooth of my car because it was interesting because I could tell in my mind and tell myself to just calm down, like none of all that shit even matters. But my body, I could feel my temperature rising. I could feel the anxious, irritation, a lot of irritation. Just, if I just had my cup of tea, I wouldn't care about anything else. Just wanted my cup of tea. Have you ever felt like that? You just want your cup of tea or you just want your coffee? And that's what I wanted this morning. So it was a little bit sort of off-putting. And by the time we got to school, dropped her off, all good. Played the sound healing between, the traffic and school. And it was a beautiful sound healing by Jane Wong. I'll double check on that, but Jane Wong on Facebook. She's incredible. And my daughter says to me, is that her making all the noise and the sounds and the instruments, like the whole thing? And I said, yeah, it is. She was blown away. This woman's incredible. I think she's based in Thailand. Not 100% sure, but I think she's based in Thailand. I'll double check all that. And I'll pop it up in the comments for you. Amazing woman. So played the sound healing, and then once I dropped my daughter at school, I played another one of her sound healings, just all the way in to drive into the hospital. Just wanted to drink my cup of tea, and it wasn't there, and that's my go-to. And so with that and the frustration of being late now, just listening to that sound healing really put me in such a more peaceful and calmer space. I started doing some deep breathing exercises as I was driving. And it actually works. It really does work. The deep breathing exercises really help to just drop those anxiety levels, to drop the stress level, to be able to focus on the moment, like focus on your breath of right this minute, right this second, right now. Not what you've got in the past, not what you're running late for, but right now. Right now. You're breathing, you're alive right now. And so by the time I got to the hospital, I was fine. Calmed down. Still wanted my cup of tea, but thought, bugger it, doesn't matter. So I get in for my appointment, and the lady says, here's a survey to fill out. Questions before you go in and some questions for when you come out. I went, okay, no worries. And it was interesting because the questions were like, you know, how worried are you? How well informed were you? You know, things like this. And there was a couple of questions that I didn't even know the answers to. So they said, don't worry about it. But I felt a little bit anxious after I filled the form out. Like, is there something else I really should know? Is it like, if I don't know these things in the form, does that mean I don't know something? And then I just went, you know what? It's a silly little survey, and I answer what I answer, and that's it. So while I was sitting there, because it's a waiting room, if you've been to the hospitals, you know when you go for your appointment, you got to wait with everybody else anyway, even if you are on time, early or late. Put my little headphones on, sat there playing another sound healing. Just wanted to really get calm and get back into the place of pleasure and joy. So by the time I walked in that room, it didn't faze me what I was there for at all. At all. I even had some banter with the doctor. She had a student with her as well, so I had a bit of banter with the student. And look, ladies, sorry, I'm not actually, no, I don't apologize, guys, because you know what? Us ladies deal with this shit, and you as a man should deal with this as well, because I'm sure, if you have a partner or a wife or a daughter or a mum, you should know this stuff anyway, because it's part of being human. So go in for the procedure, and you know, you got to go in, you got to sit in the chair, spread your legs, like, how you doing? But before we even went in there, the doctor says to the student, you know, it says to me, do you mind, you know, if the student lady comes in and, you know, and I turned around, sorry, it's been a big day. I turned around and I said to her, well, I'm sure you've got one too, so come on in. And then when we were in there, and, you know, she's like, oh, come and have a look at this, and have a look here. And so I said, the doctor said, so is this this is the first real patient? And she goes, oh yeah, I've only done this on the dummies before. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm your first. Breaking the nurse in. So we had a lot of banter and a lot of, you know, just tried to lift the mood a little bit, because it's such a serious, normally that environment is such a serious environment to be in. A lot of women are very, very stressed when they go into that part of the hospital. They're more worried about the outcomes and what's going to happen to them and their family, all sorts of stuff. I just wanted to have a bit of fun with it. Not to take away the serious side of it, but to be able to bring the level of energy between the doctor student, the nurse, and myself to a level where there was some happiness and some joy and some lightheartedness. There had to be lightheartedness. So it was really nice to do that. And before I left, when the doctor was writing up, you know, going through the little report thing, and we were talking, and she says to me, she goes, oh my gosh, you're an incredible person. You come from such a place of happiness. And I thought to myself, that is an amazing compliment. That is a wonderful compliment. That's how I want to be seen. That's how I want to show up in people's lives. It's how I want to show up in my life. And then it made me think, oh my gosh, just look at the quote that was there for today. I love this quote book. The Daily Mantras to Ignite. Look at this. What? It says, what made her strong was despite the million things that hurt her, she spoke of nothing but happiness. I don't speak about everything about happiness, but I try to create a happiness environment. Now it says here, things come at us every day that are beyond our control. That's true. It is pretty late. So here we go. All we can control is how we respond and react. In my experience, it's a hell of a lot easier to do a mindset flip. So just like I was explaining today, right? Doing the mindset flip, flipping it over so you're in the place of joy, not the place of whatever else doesn't feel good. You want to feel good. Now, being unafraid to speak your truth, feel the pain. You got to feel it. You have to embrace it. You have to understand it, because if you just try to sugarcoat it, it doesn't mean anything, okay? You need to embrace this pain. Feel the pain. Search, embrace, learn, forgive. Now, let it go. Forgive it. You are not your story or what happens to you. And the affirmation was, today I choose to be happy. And that's exactly what I did today. And so leaving the hospital, I thought to myself, this is where I'd normally reach for a cigarette because it has been such a full-on morning. I didn't get my cup of tea, blah, 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 blah. And then I looked over and I'm like, oh, there's those little grapes that I brought with me. And so I started munching on these beautiful, fresh, crunchy purple grapes on the way home. And with each one, I felt a little bit more sense of joy, a little more sense of, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is day 4, and these grapes, eating them in lieu of having a cigarette, I feel awesome. They taste great. They tasted so good. Like, they actually tasted really, really good. And they're good for me, so they're healthier. And I actually felt good for eating them. Felt good for eating them. So I'm going to do that now. There's a little hack for you if you're trying to give something up. Just trade it for something healthy for a little while. So the day went on. I decided, you know what? I'm not going to go straight home. I'm going to go shopping. So we went shopping, and I found myself this cool shirt. And I thought, I have to buy this because, let me see if I can. I got this shirt. B. And it says, I know it's backwards for you guys, but it says, be good to yourself and inspire others. Be good to yourself, inspire others. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that shirt. I have to have that shirt. That is so me. That is what I want to do. I want to be good to myself, and I want to inspire others. I should have just bought the whole store out of these shirts. But yes, very, very happy about that little purchase. It fitted the day perfectly, fitted in with the theme perfectly. And then I had a lunch booked with a lady that we were going to go and catch up, and she was lucky enough to get a job interview today. So we didn't get to catch up, and my ex asked me if we've been having some conversations, some deeper conversations, some more respectful boundary conversations where we can make the decision. He would love to go back into a relationship. I'm not ready for that in any state for anybody anyway. And I've requested that we just build a friendship. Let's just start at the basics. We are two totally different people than we have been previously, where we need to get to know each other as normal human beings and as friends before anything else. So today we went to lunch as friends, and it was nice. We were able to enjoy lunch, have a talk, have a little bit of laugh, have some banter, come home, and then sort the kids out, and he has the kids now for the weekend, which allowed me to have some time to myself. And I decided that there were some night markets on, so I went out and enjoyed some night markets and came home and did some more meditation. But this is the thing, all right? We've got to, instead of focusing so much on, like this morning, feeling my anxiety and feeling the irritation rising of not getting my cup of tea, not brushing my teeth, feeling like I'm being rushed and I'm late, I have to own those decisions. I actually agreed to take my daughter to school, so I need to own that decision. I left my cup of tea at home, so I need to own that. I forgot to brush my teeth because I was too busy focusing on other things rather than myself. And this is where this morning I was searching when I was in the car and just feeling so like, I've left my cup of tea, I haven't brushed my teeth, I'm so late, this is not on. I had to search what the actual issue was. Yes, I understand I didn't have my cup of tea. Yes, I understood that I was running late. I understood all these things. But what's really the deep meaning about it? Like, I had to search myself for that. And when I searched myself for that, I started to come up with beating yourself up and I was blaming my daughter for being late, but I was the one who agreed to drop her at school. I was blaming pretty much that same situation for forgetting to brush my teeth and forgetting my cup of tea. So I was shifting the responsibility onto, you've made me take you to school, instead of taking the responsibility onto myself. And so when I searched for that and just embraced it, like I searched, wow, that's pretty heavy. I just put all that onto a 11-year-old kid, when realistically, it's my shit. So I embraced that and thought to myself, what's the lesson that I need to learn here? And the lesson that I need to learn was, you know what? Boundaries. If I have an appointment, no matter how much she wants to go to school early, unless she organized it the night before, the answer will be no. You need to catch the bus as per usual, as it was not prearranged the day before. Having the boundary is the lesson. And then I forgave myself for being angry. Forgave myself for feeling anxious because it was my fault in the first place. So searching, embracing, learning, and forgiving. I'm finding myself. And day 4 of no smoking. Awesome. So that's it for today. The lesson today was to stop blaming others for the decisions that I make, which make me frustrated and anxious. And to lift the mood with a bit of happiness and a bit of joy. To be good to yourself and inspire others. So here's to quitting things. Alrighty, go and have a wonderful time wherever you are. If there's anything that's going on with you that you feel, that you can't discuss with anybody else, please reach out and let's have a chat. Because you never know, I might have been through what you've been through, but we wouldn't know unless we talk, right? And I've been through a lot of stuff. So feel free to message, reach out, and we'll talk soon. See you later.